Good morning, Pep.
Good morning.
Full week of training just gone in anticipation of the Forest game this weekend. What's the priorities been on the training pitch this week?
Work a lot on few things, but work a lot on correcting all the mistakes that happened Saturday against Bristol. I think it's important that this team always has the habit of reflect upon what we do, and that's a habit we're carrying forward. So we did a lot of work on Wednesday correcting those mistakes that happened, and on Tuesday we did a lot of work more on the finishing side and as well on the strength side. So pretty a lot of football in the week and a good recovery day rest yesterday. So today we're going to do obviously game prep and putting all the details that we want to tune into Forest.
Given the fact there's a few new faces to the group, how valuable are these weeks when you get a full week with the players?
Very valuable because you have a full week of working. They have a full week of knowing each other, playing together, and knowing what kind of passes they like or what kind of situations they're strong at. So it's pretty good. We did a lot of games as well during the week to make sure that they get the time to know each other as well. So highly valuable.
And 4 points from the first two games, there must be some confidence to take into Saturday.
Yes, absolutely, because I think it's a solid start for the. I'm very happy for the players, for the fans, for the club, because I know it means a lot, and obviously the points means everything in the game. The fact that we had 4 points now give us a lot of room to be focusing on performance without that stress of having to get a result, of the need to have a result. But as part of that, my pressure is always the same. I want to win every game, and I know the players they want to win every game even more than me. So obviously we put it. We take this into consideration, that the fact that we have 4 points help us going forward. But I still see the desire, and this is one thing that drives me forward very much with our players, is that I see the desire on winning and winning and winning. And we know it's very difficult in football to win every game. Obviously, it's almost impossible. But the important thing is that we see that desire and we see the hunger to win, and that's what you take forward.
We know this team are going to be a work in progress, but how much is there to come from them as a group of players?
It's got to be a lot of challenges, a lot of tests during the season. I think we had a very solid start, a good start. We have the possibility now to go to Forest, and that's a huge challenge for us, huge test, because we are playing against a team in the need of a win, and sometimes that's not easy to handle as well. But I see a lot of strength in the squad for that. And then we have a game at home. So we have 3 games in a week. So we pretty see how we're heading or where we're heading and all the challenges that we have in front of us. But I just want the team to keep growing, to keep believing, and to keep enjoying the football that they are producing, because it made me enjoy Saturday performance, and I saw themselves with a lot of confidence as well that they can achieve things.
Having spoken to the players, they seem to enjoy Saturday against Bristol City. I think a lot of supporters left St Andrews having seen glimpses of what's to come from this team. Is the challenge going to be over the next weeks and months to turn those little spells into a full 90-minute performance?
Yeah, that's what we would like. But obviously we know it's very difficult to produce this kind of football on this kind of level, like the championship. But absolutely, that's our goal, that's our main, to try to play the game as good as possible. And play good football doesn't mean only to be good with the ball, but as well to be good defensively. We made a mistake defensively on Saturday that cost the goal. Then this needs to be addressed and corrected, as we did. And some defensive actions needed to be addressed and corrected, as we did. And obviously keep improving offensively. But we want to put good displays for 90 minutes as much as possible. Yeah.
You can already see there's little relationships starting to form in the team. Dan Crowley and Fran Villalba striking up an early partnership, both intelligent footballers. How dangerous can they be for you this year?
I think every player in this team can be very dangerous with the opposition if they're on top of it, because I think Birmingham has a type of players that they are competitive, that they are aggressive, they have hunger, they have desire. And if they're on top of the game, every player here, if they are on top of their performances and on top of their focus, they can put problems to every team, as any team really can put problems to anything. But those kind of players here, they put we've been through so much as a club, and that breathed into the players, and the players that can get on everything now, and that's something that when you see this little relationship like the one you mentioned, and more than the pitch, because I like the relationship as well between Ivan and David was good. When you see this kind of relationship starting to grow and form, um, I kind of like it because I see good things from what we were, and good things from what we can be, and little details that can take us forward. So it's always something that we try to encourage. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that relationship as well between Devo and Ivan. How important is the balance to this team? You're going to have different types of players in it throughout the season, but to get that balance right, is that important?
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important. Balance, not only in the game, but as well in the squad. Like in the game, for example, a balance on players who have to produce more offensive play, and players who have to create and start, but then have a more defensive role. That balance is very important in the game. And the balance as well is important in between the squad, knowing that, well, there's a lot of games. We need to be balanced enough to be able to handle a lot of games in a row, So it's important that the level between all the players is similar, so we're always able to produce a good performance. It's difficult in the game, in football, to produce a 10 every week. But we need to try to work out so we can always produce 8 or 8.5 or something like that. Easy said than done. That's in the end the secret of competing. But I see a lot of good balance in the squad for that.
I'm not sure if you saw it, but Wes Harding tweeted after the game an apology for what he perceived to be the mistake for the goal. How important is it that we as a club give a licence to young players to make mistakes and learn from them and develop from those mistakes?
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important that everyone needs to know that we help them, and it's important. The mistake is just a part of a process. I think, I don't know why in the society we used to give too much importance to success without understanding that failure is a part of the success. And Wes will be a better player because he learned a lesson on Saturday, as well as some others. For me, it was not his fault entirely, because for a goal to happen like it happened, a lot of things have to go wrong, But obviously, he had the last kind of, apart from obviously some other players, but he was the last one really that could save it, But in the end of the day, I think he's strong, he has confidence, he is a fantastic character because he admits his mistakes straight away. He said in the locker room, I told him, no, don't think about it. Things happen in the game, and focus on the positives and keep growing. But as a club, that's fantastic. But it needs to be right as well, the balance, because West played a lot of games in the championship. He can handle that. He can handle the fact that a mistake like that can happen. He has experience for that. What we want to make sure is that when a new player comes in and starts playing, that a thing like that don't happen to him, because we don't know how he will handle it, in the end of the day. So we need to be cautious as well.
On to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
1 win in 7 for us at the City Ground. Always a tough place to go to play football.
1 win in 7. I didn't know that fact, but that's a fact. Tough. It's very tough. I remember the game last season. It was really tough. It looked like we were on top of the game for a big part of it, and but it was tough in the end, and they came back into it. For us, as I said before, is a challenge. It's a big test for us because we had a solid start. Tomorrow is about getting away of the fact of being complacent and trying to perform again, and let's see what happens. Because in the end of the day, what you can guarantee is to put a performance. You can't guarantee a result. So it's a little bit, let's put the performances in, and in the end, let's see what happens, with the results. And that's our goal, that we're able to go tomorrow and focus on what we are good at, knowing what they are good at, and the strengths and the weaknesses they have, and try to put a good football game in.
They've recruited a lot of players this summer under, of course, new management staff. Do you think it will take a few weeks, maybe months, for this division and teams to settle into some sort of rhythm?
Well, I can imagine teams that have a lot of players. They have, like when we are thinking about what team we're going to play or how we're going to prepare this game, for example, and we have around 20 players, and it's not easy. I can imagine when there's more players around, it's even more difficult. So absolutely, it always takes a little bit more time the bigger that squad is, because there's more relationships and there's more things to consider. But at the same time, I think it's a dangerous opponent. So the game against West Brom, they were dominating a lot of the parts of the game. They could have scored goals. They lost that game, but it could have been another way. And for me, it's a good mix. There's still a lot of players there who know the league and they're important, and players who have the history of hurting us, like Lolly last season as well. And so it's not easy. It's not easy. It requires us to take it from a position of being really humble, and take it from a position of going there, knowing that we need to do the right things, and despite that, it's going to be tough.
You mentioned Forest have had a tough start, Leeds and West Bromwich Albion. We've taken on two sides that were in and around the playoffs last year. Is this championship going to be as competitive as it always is?
Yes, that's one thing that championship always is. It's always competitive, and we never know. I do think that West Brom will finish in the playoff, and I do think Leeds going to finish in and around it, and I do think Bristol and Brentford are going to be there as well. But this is what I think. But championship always ends up proving you wrong, so it's better not to think much and take a mentality that we're doing here, like go game by game. But we know that Brentford away is one of the toughest games in the championship. We know that, and we've seen it. And obviously we knew that Bristol City was one of the toughest opponents to have at home, because they were really strong last season away from home, because the way they play. I really like that team. I think Saturday they made a really good game. Bristol is not easy to get on top of a game like that, like we did. And obviously it's a pity that we didn't manage to get the 3 points. But the way we played against them, it's not easy, because it's a dangerous opponent, especially on the breaks. So I agree. Nottingham Forest and us, we both played against strong teams in the beginning. Yeah.
And finally, any injury news? No, any more worries off the back?
No, we are in the same position as we were last week. Karim is already looking in the last part of his recovery, so soon it's going to be available to select, and that's really.